So it is really important that you know what's going on in your building. Because even if you do not have a doorman, even if it is something where you are in a walk-up and it's a Class A multiple dwelling, if they do find that there is a short-term transient rental going, how do they find out? They knock on the door, they would ask, and they won't ask, well, how did you get here? All they want to know is it's transient, and then they're going to find the landlord. So you really got to be on guard. It's not really fun. But there are things that first of all, that I think you need to, that you can do. The first thing is, which is really important, before you even enter, when you have a tenant, all right, especially in a decontrolled situation, because a lot of times you say, hey, if I got a decontrolled tenant, I'll just wait till the end of the lease. Sometimes that's not going to satisfy you or be helpful, because the tenant may come in there and the first thing on his mind is, I can make some money doing this. Every lease that you have, and if you go out of here, come out of here with anything, is you need to make sure you have a rider in that lease that says that it is a substantial violation of your lease if you advertise a short-term rental, and if you do have a short-term rental, and that it is grounds for termination of lease, and there is no cure. No cure. When you do that, at the very least, when you go to court, you're not sitting there, like unfortunately I did in a case, where I did not have that clause in the lease, and since it was a decontrolled apartment, I had to give a cure. And so that means you're just stuck with the person until he does it again, and guess what happens? They do it again. All right. Not a big fan of tenants, I'm sorry. Now, rent stabilization, you don't have to worry about that. Because for the most part, when they're doing this, it's a profiteering aspect. And you can terminate a rent stabilized lease. All right, not cure, because there is no cure. Hi, Eileen.
Hi.
There is no cure for profiteering. And so there's no, so you're immediately going to serve a notice of termination.